What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone. Welcome back to a new transfer update because it's heating up. It's really heating up. You know, I know we play Monza tomorrow. We'll talk about that as well. But it's heating up in the transfer window, so we definitely need to discuss that. And it's getting crazy. You know, we are starting off with Tomori. Excuse me. We are getting linked with Tomori of Milan, and it's actually a serious link. It's not a throwaway link. It's from good sources as well, and it's scary in my opinion. Then the following news as well, which is actually terrifying to me, is being linked to Raspadori, a player that I don't rate. I don't understand what type of player he is. I have no clue actually how many actually do rate Raspadori. That's that. And then Hanchko hitting back, saying that all the rumors of him being linked with Juve, or not linked, like him having an agreement already in place with Juve, is total fake news. It's not real, and he told his teammates, "Yeah, don't believe what you read, basically, because I have no idea where that's coming from." So that's what we're gonna talk about. Before we do that, as always, smash the like button. Do it now. Click that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Bell notification on, as always, and let's start talking about Tomori first. So, Tomori, one of those players that had maybe like Kalulu, so maybe I'm being unfair basically, where they had a fantastic season. Tomori probably more than Kalulu at Milan, and then the drop off. You know, besides the injuries, just the quality on that pitch and the performances in general. And the news came from Tuttosport to begin with, but Mirko Natale picked it up and said that it's true. Like, the interest in Tomori is actually real, because he's a profile that fits what the management want. Young, which is weird. He's 27, experienced and quick, but only Milan is the issue. Milan will only let him go, for at least 30 million euros, although there might be some wiggle room to negotiate that price. Like, on Tomori, the names we're being linked with right now are very worrying, borderline scary to me, you know, because they show weird patterns that I absolutely dislike. Like, I cannot put into words how much I dislike recent links in January, because they're not loans, you know, they're real deals, long-term deals, and I do not like at all one bit the names we are being linked with. And one of them is Tomori, a player that I do not rate. He played well for Milan, but not once did I sit there and be like, man, I wish we had a defender like Tomori. I never did, I never will. You know, I don't see, like, when the news says, oh, he's fast, he's young and experienced, that doesn't mean he's good enough. Being fast, Timothy Weah is fast. Like, Timothy Weah is rapid. It doesn't help us, does it? You know, like, he doesn't have much of an impact if he doesn't score the goals here and there. On the ball, he's kind of pointless. With Tomori, when it's like he's young, he's experienced, like, it's all buzzwords that have nothing really to do with individual performances, in my opinion. Being young and fast has nothing to do with actually being good at football. Having experience has nothing. De Sciglio has a lot of experience, to put that into context. I don't like Tomori. I don't like the price tag. I don't like the profile. I don't like the age. I don't like the idea of actually being linked with Tomori. You know, I never rated him. Maybe that's the issue, but I don't like that. Like I said a couple of shows ago, we're going to spend money, not for now in January, but for the next 3 to 4 years. So the player you're investing money in right now, you're planning to have him as a main guy for the next couple of seasons. I don't think a player who struggles with injury a little bit lately and had dropped off, and actually even before he joined Milan, wasn't all that, in my opinion. Like, he wasn't somebody many teams were looking at. That's not a positive, is it? Like, it's not a positive at all. So I don't know what to do with that news. I'm just concerned. Like, I'm really, really concerned. I'd rather get a Skriniar on loan and splash the money in the summer for the player you definitely believe in is going to be here for the long-term future, instead of wasting money on Tomori. That's how I view it. But let me know in the comments. Maybe you guys do like him, and a lot of you guys actually do like him. So let me know and explain to me why you do like him. But let's move on to Raspadori. a name that's not getting away, and that's coming from Di Marzio. It's coming from everywhere, but this part is coming from Di Marzio. Remember when I talked about Danilo? I think it was yesterday's shows, or yesterday, or the day before that. I said, don't, but like he said, I'm not gonna leave the club. A captain doesn't leave the club. I said, don't really take that for granted. I have a feeling that he could be on the move because the names, like we're being linked with two center backs, and I know we lost two defenders, but we're not gonna sign two long-term players when we know Bremer and Cabal are coming back. We're not gonna do that. You're only gonna do that if you know you're gonna move on Danilo already in January, in my opinion, and I think that's on the board. However, the type of deals is weird because he's being linked with Napoli, and so was Fagioli, and that's basically the story that it's difficult because the teams do not like each other. You know what happened with Giuntoli. That's one. Two, Danilo's contract is running out. That's number two, and the wages and the valuation is an issue. However, he's saying Di Marzio's saying that Raspadori is being targeted by Roma and Juve. Pedula said the same thing. Swap deals are being considered. It was something about Pellegrini at Raspadori. For us, is the focus is on Danilo, Napoli's top choice. However, the main issue lies in the valuation of the player. Juve would need to include either a financial adjustment or another player in the deal, potentially Fagioli. That's coming from Mirko Di Natale. No, that's wrong. Excuse me. That's coming from Di Marzio. I have no issue with letting Danilo go. I made it very clear. I don't rate him, and he had a good game 2 days ago against City, and that's it. I don't rate Danilo. I never did. So I don't have an issue with that if you replace him with a good center back for the long-term future. I don't like Raspadori. And you guys who are on this channel know that from the summer we are being linked with Raspadori. I don't rate him. I never did. Because I don't understand the type of player he is. I don't know where he fits in. Like, he's one of those players that everybody assumes can play multiple positions and different roles. However, he cannot pin down one, nor can he pin down a starting spot at Napoli when he joined. So I don't see how Raspadori will add anything really to this team long term. Not immediate impact, long term. I don't see it. And being linked with a Fagioli swap for Raspadori is even more worrying, in my opinion. It's like, really? Because I think if you sell Fagioli to the Premier League, you will get a lot more than including him into a deal with Raspadori, a player I absolutely do not like. I have no worries about moving Danilo out, because if you can get some value out of Danilo, you do that. But I know Conte wants him, but I don't see how he would join Napoli instead of leaving as a free agent at the end of the season. Basically, I don't see it happening, really. But I at the same time I have a feeling that he potentially could be on the move as well in January. But Raspadori, no, that's a no for me. I do not rate him. That's it. I do not rate Raspadori. I never did. I never will. But again, I know a lot of people do rate Raspadori. So give it a go and try to explain to me why I should rate Raspadori and why we should be moving Raspadori, because I have actually no clue as of why we should try to sign Raspadori. But let me know. Final bit of news is Sancho, because a lot of news this week suggesting that it's closed, from Dutch media to Italian media to whatever, saying that a deal is in place, 4-year deal, 5-year deal, 2.5 million. We're going to do it in January. If not, it's going to be in the summer. Feyenoord are open in January, blah, 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 blah. Now, he spoke. Hansko spoke, and he said it's not true. He said, I'm actually pissed that the rumors out there. He said, I'm not happy with the fake news claiming I spoke with Juve or that we agreed on personal terms. Juve might be interested, but we have never talked. I told my teammates it's fake. Now, a strong statement, but he was asked about it. One, he's definitely not going to say, yeah, I have an agreement with Juve in place. He's not going to do that. That's obviously. But the wording was strong. The wording was like, nah, don't do this to me. I've not, like, even if I have an agreement, or like my agent spoke, and I don't think there was an agreement, by the way, don't do that to me. Do not lie and, wind the fans up and my teammates, saying that, man, you're leaving. you're leaving in January. That's basically what Hanchko is saying. He said, don't do that to me right now. Leave it alone. I don't think we're going to get Hanchko in January because I don't think we're going to pay that money, nor should we pay that money, in my opinion. But the wording is strong, but it doesn't mean like, oh, it's not happening. I'm not joining. Like, anything can happen in January. We know that, or just in football in general, excuse me. But those were strong words. That's what that he was saying, like, stop printing my name basically out there because it's not true. It's fake news and so on. But on the other hand, the sources are basically every source and good sources as well. So you know how it is. Yes, a player, like we've seen it many times. Oh, you said he doesn't want to leave, even though the rumors out there. In the end of the season, he left because the rumors were that strong from good sources every single day that whatever a player says, it has leaked. You know, there's a reason why everybody's reporting it. So let's see how that will go. But he remains a main target for January as well. But what I want to know of you guys is, Tomori, will you do that? Considering Milan won 30 million euro. At Raspadori, will you do that considering you might get the offload Danilo or send Fagioli to Napoli? Let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will speak to you soon. Ciao.